And here we go with an explanation of George Pugh's pass. We'll use a white card here. This is going to be the card that changes against a black deck here for contrast. First, you got to hold the deck in dealing position, and what you're going to do is you're going to come over and give the appearance that you're going to snap the top of the deck. In reality, what you're going to do is this. As your hand comes over to apparently snap the top of the deck, first things first, this forefinger needs to move over to this corner here, because these two fingers, your thumb and your forefinger, they're going to be your anchor points. We'll get back to those in just a moment. You're going to see why those are going to be important. So I come over, I pretend to snap. Now, as I really snap, I don't actually hit the top of the deck, because if I hit the top of the deck, the card's not going to go anywhere. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create like an audible impression that I actually hit it, but I'm going to aim for my thumb. That way I guarantee that I don't hit the card. So I'm going to come over and I'm going to pretend to snap the deck. As I do this, these two fingers pull this white card here back, somewhat at an angle. You can see it again. I'll do it again. I pretend to snap, and there it goes at an angle. All right? Once I get that angle, I know that the corner of my white card here is going to clear the inside of my forefinger, which is going to allow me to set this card really deep. So my bat angle to my bat angle on this side is covered. So I go to snap like that, and the card starts to lever up here, just like so. Okay? And this, now I should be about right there at this point. I had just snapped, the card levers up. Now because I have these two anchor points that I just talked to you a moment ago about, this thumb is going to push down towards the ground. That's going to allow me to set this card real deep. Watch. Like so. See how that sets really deep? Almost flush with the deck actually here. So we'll set it back on top. You do the change. And look how deep you can actually get that. Okay? So now you're here. After we've got the card to lever up and set down real deep, what we're going to do is we're going to clean up the card here one of two ways. We can bring this card around to the bottom like a pass, or we can bring it around to the bottom reversed. Let's start with the pass version first. So we start off, we go at an angle, we bring it, we set it deep, we grab the deck and end grip here, and the pinky finger and the forefinger lock and should stay locked for the remainder of the cleanup. And then these fingers here are just going to basically curl that in like this and bring it to the bottom, just like a pass. So we go in, we do the change, we're set deep here, and then it comes around, your fingers just curl in towards your palm, these fingers remain locked, and you bring it up, square up the deck, and you've brought the card to the bottom just like you would a pass. Let's do it so the card ends up face up on the bottom. Same thing, you start off here, you switch grips, you overshoot, aim for the thumb so you don't hit the card, set that card really deep by pressing down with the thumb. So now you're here. Okay? Grab it with in end grip here. Now, instead of bringing the deck down to the card, simply use this pinky finger to push the card up to the deck. That way, everything stays at the fingertips. We'll do that again. You got your two anchor points, starts off at an angle, comes down, sets deep because my thumb pushes down, grabs an end grip, and then either comes around one of two ways like a pass, or using the pinky finger to push the card up, reverse to the bottom of the deck. Now, a lot of times when you practice this, you're going to notice that the card is going to bevel. So here's a great way to practice this on top of the box, because the box can't bevel. You just hold the box, same way as before, get that card to glide back a little bit. There it goes. It's going to clear that forefinger. You're going to pull it around. You're going to push down with your pinky just a hair. Now it gets there. All right? And you wrap it around to the bottom. I'd imagine that when it gets very similar, when it gets down like this, that's got to be very similar to what Danny Garcia is doing, I believe, with the ego change. Yeah. So that's a great way to practice this. And then there it is. And that's the basics for Pugh's Pass. Hey guys, here we go with the explanation for the shift I was using. It is a hybrid of the Guy Hollingworth shift that's in his book, The Drawing Room Deceptions. This handling was inspired by someone named Carlo Ramirez. It's also mentioned in the book, The Drawing Room Deceptions. But before the book even came out, I'm not sure, but I believe that Paul David actually also independently invented this shift. So why don't we go ahead and get into the mechanics here. We're going to use the ace of clubs. We'll put it in the center, face up. And you just hold a break with your pinky. And you're going to take over the break with your thumb here, grabbing the pack from above and end grip. Now you've got two pressure points. The pressure point at the base of the thumb, and you got a pressure point here. So that way, what you can do is you can just hold the packet, or hold the deck rather, like this, in between the little finger and the base of the thumb. Okay? So from there, we have our separation of the packets. This hand comes forward. It kind of rotates up like this, and it extends out with the forefingers out, because as this does, this is going to shade the lower portion of the pack as the upper portion lifts up. The thumb lifts the upper portion forward and then twists it towards the hand, like so. So almost as if doing an all-around square-up motion. And then this finger pushes this packet here just enough to clear the lower packet. Now you can see I can clear that lower packet and I can start to come around. So I've just cleared it, and then I bring the packets together just like I did an all-around square-up type of motion. Okay, so you got your separation. The hand comes up like this to shade the lower portion. This thumb lifts the upper packet up. Just like this. Now I grab this portion of the pack. Now this finger here, this finger, will push this packet here, all the way until it clears the lower packet. And now it comes back around, and it looks like you've just done an all-around square up, shifting the cards. And that's the shift. Hey guys, here we go with the explanation for what I believe is called the Mexican Monte move. I'm not sure of the exact history of it. I've heard that it belongs to Carl Fulvis and was printed up as the Mexican Monte move. And it seems like it could very likely belong to Ascanio as well. So anyways, let me show you the basics of it. Let's use the ace of clubs. That's going to be our object card. We'll place that card second from the top. All right? We're just going to use 4 cards, and the idea is to spread out these 4 cards as 3, hiding the ace of clubs. And the way we do that is by that. So what happens is you hold the packet in a dealing position, and the base of your thumb here is going to be the pivot point. This finger, the ring finger here, basically starts to pivot the cards inwards towards your body, like so. Okay? Now you can see it's pivoting all as one unit here. Now, as it starts to come around, I apply pressure here with my thumb, and I start to push all of these 3 cards here as one towards myself. Actually, I don't even really push them towards myself as much as I draw the back one back, the back card, towards my knuckles this way. So now, 1 card, 3 cards. Now, I start to split this triple by just making the face card go in the same direction as the back card. And it starts to expose this middle card here, which is in reality a double. You can see that there. And then I just bring them out aligned, and I go, there's 1, there's 2, there's 3. So if you were to do this, once again, we're going to hide that ace of clubs. We pivot on the base of the thumb. We pull the back card back, like that. So it separates the 3 cards from the back card. Now that you do that, all you really have to do is bring this card almost, you can kind of almost line it up if you want, and that allows you to pinch these 2 cards as one, and that will hide your ace of clubs. It'll bring it to the back. Originally, I believe it was printed up like this, where you would push it off and then bring it back like that. So this is just a very minor technical handling, and that's what the move looks like. You can also use this to control a card. So let's say you control a card second to the top, maybe via a bluff pass or whatever, and you can use it to displace that card to the top. You get a break underneath 4 cards, and you do that move the same exact way, but you just do it on top of the deck. And instead of taking it in the hand, the bare hand, you take it on top of the deck. You say, look, there's the 4, there's the king, there's the 6. The only thing is you got to make sure that it doesn't fall flush with the deck. Keep a break there. There's the 4, there's the king, there's the 6. Just turn them over, show that it's not on the bottom, and then you can snap and the ace of clubs would be on top. And that's the Mexican Monte move.